Are we just smaller versions of a bigger home? Are you the rivers in your veins? Am I the flakes that become snow? And you might believe that everything is broken. Fragments of sentences we haven't spoken, but maybe are we just jagged lines across a buried sea? Are the shapes inside a sunday?
Hello, this is Lærke from the future, or maybe the present, I guess. I just want to explain a little bit. Sorry, my cat is meowing, both of them. I wanted to explain a little bit the clips that you're gonna see in this video. They were all recorded before moving, so a lot has changed since then, but I still wanted to kind of put them together and show you a little bit of the process before moving. Oi, second one wants to say hello. So they are a little bit how do you say? The clips are a little bit all over the place. I just forgot to record a lot of times. There was so much to do, but I still think they can be fun to watch. So I hope you're gonna enjoy listening to the old me before I knew what was waiting for us. And yeah, I think I explained everything else in the video, so I still hope that you will find them interesting to watch. In May, we are moving into our dream house. We've been looking for it for a long time. We finally found the perfect house in the perfect spot, and we are so excited to move in. I will take you along on the journey in this series, from packing down our old house to getting into the new house, to decorating, to painting, to all the things, to getting the garden ready. I have so much I'm so excited to share, and that's why I decided to make this series. You might already know me from the knitting content I normally do on this channel, but this series is gonna be all about moving and getting settled in a new house and creating our dream home. I'm so happy to see you here. Today's episode is going to be very short. I just want to talk about a few things. Other episodes might be more of a vlogging style, where I take you along and show you what we're up to. So I hope you're going to find this interesting. If you have any wishes or things you would like to hear me talk about or see, please comment them down below. I already talked about the house in a previous knitting episode, but if you're new here and you're not here normally for the knitting, I want to tell a little bit of the backstory behind the house without going too much into detail. I already described in length about how we found the house, but in short, we are a family of 4, so we have 2 smaller children, and my partner and I, we have been living here in a rented house for the last 4 years on a small island in Denmark, where I come from this island. My partner is Polish, and I love living out in the countryside. We always knew we wanted to try to find a similar house, and moving here, we moved from the city out here to get a feel for living here and what areas we like. And I think that was a very smart way of doing it. It took some years, and we have been looking for a house for pretty much all the time we've been living here. It's been a bit frustrating because it's been really hard to find anything that lived up to the different criteria of being a beautiful house that we didn't have to completely renovate. We have small children, we want to be present in their life, and we don't have the skills to, or the drive to renovate a house from a very bad state. So we wanted a house that had some character, but without having too much work. And I love old houses, and for me I just love houses with a bit of soul, and but they also often come with a lot of work. So we've been looking for that, and then on top of that, we really wanted to find a place that had beautiful surroundings and nature. I work as a knitwear designer, but also as a photographer, and I use nature a lot in both of my areas of work. And then after looking the way you normally look online, on real estate websites and so on, I found it very frustrating because either the houses were very much above our budget or they didn't live up to the different criteria. But finally I stumbled upon a message in a Facebook group about housing, and there was no pictures, there was nothing, but something about it still made me a little curious. And on this guy's Facebook profile, he had a picture of his house. I'm gonna show the picture here. And when I saw that picture, I just knew I had to go and see the house. So we arranged with him, we could come and see the house. We didn't know almost anything about the house. We didn't have a price. It was very just on a feeling, on a weird feeling that this might be something. And the first time we went to see the house, it was amazing. It's located in a very high point on the island, and you can see you can see the sea, but also the other islands. So below the island where I live, Fyn, there is an archipelago of a lot of small islands, and where the house is located you can see many of those islands, and it's just absolutely stunning. And the house was beautiful too. The house is from 1940. It was built in 1940, but they did a whole part of the house in 2006, and this newer part they managed to build in a way that actually looks like it was always a part of the house. And I just love it. It's in good condition, so we can pretty much just move in. All we need to do, it's gonna be a lot of work because the house is 260 square meters. I don't know what that is in feet, but it's a big house. And we are 4 people, so we don't really need that much space, but I work from home, I will need an office. I think we will manage to figure out what to do with the rooms. But the only thing we need to do is painting. So a lot of the rooms have different colors, and they're not exactly the colors I would like, or we would like. So we will paint the house, and that's also why I have some swatches I will show you. The big first thing we have to do is change the heating system because it's heated with oil, and we would really like to have a sustainable heating source, and so we want to install. And now that's why when I should have looked up the word in English, I apologize for my English and if I sometimes miss words, but yeah, English is definitely my second language, just learned in school and from watching TV and so on. But we will put in the ground a heating system that runs underground and takes the heat from the earth. I have no idea how that's called. It's quite expensive to install, but it's really good to it runs on electricity, but it runs, so it's powered by electricity, but it is a really sustainable heating source. So that's what we are going to install when we get there, and it's quite an expensive post, but we want to do it well from the beginning. The house also has a small wood burning stove. Is it called a stove? Like a small unit in the living room, so that will also help heating the house and give a nice cozy feel. I've been dreaming about that here in this house. We have a fireplace, but we never use it because we have small kids and it's old, and I don't want fire burning, open fire with kids and the particles and so on. I know it should be okay, but I just don't really like it. So we never used it. The first big projects we will have to tackle, as I said, is we will have to paint. We have to paint the entrance, mainly because I don't like the color in the entrance. It's like a minty green, but quite powerful and doesn't go with the floor. So I really want to just paint that white. The kitchen is okay for now. We'll probably need I would love to renovate it at some point, but it's a fine kitchen. Maybe change the fronts. They are IKEA fronts, and we could maybe change to something else. The living room will need a change in color, and there are 2 living rooms. We need to change both, and also the rooms for sleeping upstairs. And I really want to use chalk paint for this, so I have been following for a long time a Danish, little Danish company that makes chalk paint for walls and ceilings, I think, yeah. And I recently ordered some samples, and I painted them onto these boards, and I just wanted to show you. So this is the color that I think will be our main wall color, and maybe also white. This is called strand, which means beach, and it's very fitting. It's a warm, looks like sand, so like a beige, light beige, but with a bit of gray, cool undertone. So this is the color I think we will use for the main walls. Of course, I have to bring the sample, put it up, and get a feeling for if it will work out. I also got this sample that I'm still contemplating. I don't think I will use it, or we will use it, but this one is a more warm brown. It's called Karamellbrun, which is caramel brown. And this color we thought about using for the second living room to create more of a warm, cozy feeling in there, but it might be too dark. My daughter requested a blue color for her room, which I thought was quite nice. So I got this one and made a swatch of this one called Tidvand, which means tide in Danish. And this has a very, I hope the colors show up properly on the camera, it's hard to tell. But it's a very nice blue, and my little boy, he's very much into anything Hulk, is that how you pronounce it in English, I think? And dinosaurs and so on. And we got this color that is a very dusty, beautiful dusty green called Bunke. I don't know what Bunke translates to in English, but it's a plant, and it's a beautiful color. So all these colors are very matte and very has a little bit of that chalky finish, but they're all non-toxic, and you can paint in the room and sleep in the room the same day. You don't have to be afraid of the fumes and so on, and I really love that, and they're breathable for the walls, so I'm really happy about that. So downstairs you have a big living room space, a little bit connected to the kitchen, so the kitchen is closed off, but with the door going into the living room, and next to that there's another living room with a French glass door. That room we are planning to make a playroom. I was considering to make it my office, but it's going to be the playroom, I think. For me right now, the most frustrating part is not being able to get started. We bought the house in the fall, and we had 6 months to wait, and I was like, okay, until Christmas, after Christmas, we can start talking about everything, start packing, start doing what has to be done, and going through our stuff. And we have been, for the last month, cleaning out the attic. We placed a lot of stuff in there. Last time we moved, we had a small girl and I was pregnant, so we didn't spend too much time going through all our stuff, which I regret now. So now we're really trying to get rid of old stuff and old papers from university and those kind of things. And we've been going through the attic and getting rid of a lot of things. So the main packing will start later when we pack down the things we use every day, but right now we can at least pack things that are not used every day, and that's a lot of work. And we have been doing a lot of trips to the recycling station with a lot of things, and a lot of things we gave away, and there's always more than you think, and we are trying to be really careful that we don't underestimate the time. And yes, 3 months from now is a long time, but still there's so much to do. We also have to move. We have 3 chickens we have to move, so we have to build a new chicken coop in the new place quite quickly to get them installed there. And it's just a lot of these things that has to happen around the moving date. Luckily we get the keys on the 15th of April, and we have about 2 weeks to get the house ready, painted, and then we move on the 28th, and then on the 1st of May we are officially out of this house. So, and then we have to paint this house because it's a rented house, and at least in Denmark, when you move out of a rented house, you're expected to paint the walls, so we will have to paint 2 full houses.
within a month, and I think we try to see if we can find some help from some friends or something to paint this place. And here we won't be going, it's just going to be white because we're leaving it and we have to leave it the way we got it. But I feel like I really want to start decorating and buying things and getting new stuff, and not necessarily new. I love thrift shopping and getting things secondhand, but I really want to start planning everything, and I've been making up mood boards on I found this app called Milanote, and you can make mood boards and notes and things, and I've been working on that a lot, and it was so much fun trying to figure out how to put in the old pictures and make the mood boards. I might put in a few ones here if I can figure out how to show you the screen. Finding those pieces that are needed, changing up things to get it exactly the way I want it. And also consider what furniture we want to bring into the new house. We have an old IKEA bed that I really want to get rid of, and I'm trying to be very mindful of what we bring into the new house, because I know once it's there's a good chance it's gonna stay. And I just, it's the chance when you move, you have to really change things up and just start over, start on a fresh, decide on what style you want the new house. Do you want it to be different? Do you want the colors to be different? Now is the time to really plan and organize and make decisions that you normally don't do in everyday life. So I think I talked a lot because I'm so excited, and I just really want to talk about this. I can't do much yet, even if I'm trying to pack. It's not the kind of things I want to do. And this short episode that got quite long is kind of an introduction, so you know the story behind what is happening. I hope you think it's gonna be fun following along, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye! Hello, I am just checking in from the trailer, so I am about to put on all the boxes, and today is Monday. We're going into the last week of moving. Excuse me for my little bit tired face, but there's a lot to do, and thoughts keep moving around in the evenings. So this is the living room, and there's a fireplace. And one thing I loved about this house are the big old windows along. There are 4 windows on this wall, and then we have another window over here where you look into the garden, and we had the dining table just in front of it, and I loved that we could sit and watch deers passing by and little birds and a lot of wildlife. Now we are living close to the forest or just next to it, so we had a lot of life outside the windows, and that will change a bit. It will be a different kind of and in here it's pretty messy. We have an old pantry. Right now it's just, we unplugged the fridge and it's defrosting. And in here we had our old washing room and the kitchen that I'm packing down, so it's looking a bit crazy. And there's another entrance there, the old entrance in here. And then we have the stairs going up into where I had my office before, and bedrooms and so on. Hello, I just wanted to check in. I'm sitting on the floor in our old house, and today is the last day we're here. Tomorrow morning the moving company will come and help us move this table, among other things. It's so incredibly heavy. This is an IKEA table, but it has real wood in most of it, so it's really, really heavy. And we also have this old closet here, and as well as the sofa over there. So just a lot of things that are too big for us to move, so we have been moving a lot of the other stuff ourselves. We've been going to the new house for the last 2 weeks, and
every time we went there, we brought with us a lot of stuff on the trailer. So I'm really tired. I've been packing all day, and yeah, we still have a lot to go. I don't know how, but somehow there keeps being stuff in this house. If you ever moved with kids, and probably also without, you will know that it's like the last bit of moving. It just keeps going, and it's just like stuff keeps showing up. So, but we are almost there, and I'm just looking so much forward to it being over. I'm still gonna miss this house and the beautiful evening light. I don't know if you can sense it, but it is just has the best light coming in the evening. But it is not our house, it's a rented house, and now we're getting our own house, and I think it's even better than this one, so it's all good. And I can't wait to show you more. Yeah, I will talk to you soon. Bye. Now you have seen a bit of the process of what it looked like before moving, and I also tried to put in a few before and after clips that I recorded along the way. It was really hard to record, and I wish I had been better at it. It's a bit like when you start writing your diary when you're a kid and you're like, I'm going to write every day, and then after a while you forget. Or yeah, moving was very stressful. Even if we planned everything to be as calm as possible, it was still quite stressful, and we had so much to focus on with the kids starting new school and kindergarten and everything. For the next episodes, I really want to talk about our plans in the house. I want to talk about our kitchen that I've been slowly putting together, but I still have a lot to do, and paint, and I would love to talk about a lot of the thrifted items that I found. I also would love to make an episode about my girls' room, and when we put up the wallpaper, I want to film that. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to kind of do one room at the time. I just do a little bit here and a little bit there. And that also means that it's really hard to record, because sometimes I'm painting something while the kids are running around, and putting up the camera kind of takes some time, even if it might not seem like it, but it does. So sometimes I just have to take the moment to do some things, even if I cannot record it. But I think I will show you around a bit and talk about the things I have done. I hope that's still interesting, even if it's not me showing you. And yeah, I think that's it for today's episode. I just wanted to end it off from the present, and I hope that you will follow along on the journey. Bye!